Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, The Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Promises to Keep, Hunter's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Ha! Lead the way! Hunter and I run into Theo on the way down the stairs. Oh, Leo, I'm getting your air mattress set up right now. Sorry about the wait. I meant to do this earlier, but I just haven't had the time to think today. If you don't mind, I think I'll get you settled in the den. You can close the doors to get some privacy when you want it. That sounds great, Theo. Thank you. Hey, tell you what. If you guys want, you can head down to the kitchen. There's snacks in the pantry and beer in the fridge. Well, I still need to figure out what dinner will look like, so please help yourself for now. I hear a whiff of excitement and the sound of a fridge door closing. Heh, sounds like someone got into the stash already. A starry-eyed Rofi appears at the foot of the stairwell, canned drinks in one arm and an assortment of colorful chip bags in the other. Theo, you didn't tell me you had all these cool flavors of soda and chips. I can't pick. His puppy eyes come out again. Theo sighs, but he can't hold back a small smile. Well, feel free to try them all. I've been having trouble getting through my hoard of junk food anyway. Rofi's tail starts wagging faster, if that was even possible. Whoa, really? There's no way you could finish these by yourself. I can tell Hunter wants in on the snacks, too. I'm sure there's more than enough for all of you. Why don't you guys hang out a bit more while I figure out dinner? Thanks, Theo! I love you! Oh, God. Rofi bounds up the stairs in a flash. Sweet! Thanks, Theo! Hunter does a two-fingered salute to Theo before hopping up the stairs after Rofi. Though Theo shakes his head, his smile and swishing tail reveal that he's quite pleased with Rofi and Hunter's indulgence. He turns to face me again. I'm not gonna join them, Leo? Nah, I think I'll hang out in the kitchen and wait for dinner. I don't really want to I don't really want to fight those two for snacks anyway. I have a sneaking suspicion I'd lose. If you say so, I'll go fetch your air mattress and get it set up. It'll just be a minute. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Theo. My pleasure. We pass one another and I head off to the kitchen, breathing a quiet sigh of relief. Normally I'd be anxious in a situation like this, depending on his generosity, meeting new people in an unfamiliar place. But Theo, well, something about him puts me at ease. Maybe it's the sense that he really doesn't expect anything in return. From the way he talks, he makes it sound like I'm doing him a favor by staying here. The kitchen is spacious but comfortable, lived in but not cluttered or claustrophobic. My eyes are immediately drawn to the big windows looking out into the small backyard space. Well, they would be showing off the backyard if the snow and ice hadn't rendered them almost fully opaque. I settle down at the big kitchen table and watch the weather try to get in, frosty fingers sliding down the fragile panes of glass. It isn't long before Theo comes back with two folding chairs and starts to set them up. As I watch him work, I absentmindedly rub the old table's surface, my paw pads finding curves and divots impressed into the wood. I trace the path of what feels like a cursive letter T, then an H. Peering more closely, I see the telltale marks of many words, crisscrossing and folding over one another across the matte surface. Second, water time. Yup, those are what you think they are. He cracks open a beer as he talks. This is my aunt's house. I used to come here growing up and do my homework at this very table. I would always press down really hard when doing cursive, and the pencil marked up the surface through the paper. Aunt. My mind drifts back to the photo in the stairwell. Theo and an older Arctic fox. He sits down in a seat across from me, and the old wooden chair produces a loud creak. But that was centuries ago, of course. I understand kids these days aren't even learning cursive anymore. Kids these days? He's kidding, right? Theo's eyes twinkle mischievously, clearly watching me for a reaction. Hey, I still had to learn it. It turned out to be useless, of course, but I bet I spent just as much time on it as you did. And a fat lot of good it did us. I always thought it was a waste of time, too. Theo snaps his fingers and stands again. Right, dinner. Can't expect everyone to be happy with just soda and chips. Let's see. He starts rummaging through the fridge and cupboards. I hope simple food is okay with you. I'm decent in the kitchen, but... At that moment, Artemis walks carefully through the doorway, 3 paper bags balanced precariously in his grip. He has the juggling skills of an experienced waiter. What's all this? Some groceries from my place. No point in letting it all rot. Oh, right. Yeah, wherever you can find room in the fridge. Artemis nods at me in greeting, then begins rummaging around in the bags. Green vegetables, fresh herbs, a bag of apples. Good timing, too. I was just starting to prep for dinner. Artemis shakes his head, his sharp eyes flitting around the kitchen. No, I expect you to let me cook tonight, Theo. It's the least I can do to repay you. Theo blinks, somewhat taken aback. For a moment he seems about to object. Then he breaks into a warm smile and settles back into his chair with another creak. That's an offer I'll gladly accept. To be honest, cooking for 6 was the one thing I was worried about. I make a mean dinner for 1, but anything past that... He chuckles softly, shaking his head. Where do you keep your spices? The bird pulls a couple of containers out of the smallest bag. Garlic powder, paprika, pepper, and a few others that I didn't recognize. I feel a pang of guilt at the sight. If I hadn't been ready to leave town, I'd have had some good food to contribute too. Just as Theo starts to answer, Hunter strides into the kitchen, an open chip bag in one paw and phone in the other. He walks up to me and holds out both. Here, Leo, put your number in. I'm starting a group chat. I'll also have a chip if you want. Oh, sure, no problem. As I'm typing in my number, he turns to Theo and rattles the bag. These things are amazing, Theo. You gotta tell me where you get them sometime. Theo gives him a thumbs up and takes another swig of his beer. I hand Hunter back his phone. I'm honestly not sure how much a group chat will get used, but whatever. You too as well. I mean, we'll all be stuck in the same house. Do we really need a group chat? Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, my lovelies, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Why not? Just in case. Here, Theo. As soon as Theo finishes, Hunter plucks the phone out of his paw and walks it over to Artemis. Come on, please! Artemis takes the phone after a long moment of Hunter waving it in his face. Just please don't message it without a good reason. I hate getting tons of notifications. Yeah, I hear ya. Anyway, let me go find Ollie. He marches out of the room at a considerable clip. Does he always move this fast? He could give Rofi a run for his money. Now, 30 seconds later, all of our phones buzz. Artemis lets out a theatrical sigh. What did I just say? Theo and I laugh in unison. The bird shakes his head disapprovingly and resumes rifling around in the fridge. Hey, Artemis, I can give you a hand if you want. I realize 6 is a lot of people to cook for. He regards me for a split second, then shakes his head. It's really no problem. I like to cook. You can just sit and relax. Let's relax with Theo. Okay, if you're sure. Thanks a lot. To be honest, I'm not sure how much help I'd be anyway. And like I said, it's really no trouble. The bird begins busying himself with the various kitchen implements, quickly making himself at home in the unfamiliar space. His moves are practiced, fluid, at ease. I have a feeling that dinner is going to be delicious. By the way, Leo. I turn my attention back to the fox. Let me know if you still need anything from your place. I'm happy to go back with you to pick up anything extra you might want. I had planned to run another sweep at the neighbors tomorrow anyway. Oh? Are there still folks on our street who are stuck? I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. I got to most of the houses today, but there's still a few I need to make sure about. Also, I promised the folks at number 90 that I'd check back in with them tomorrow. Theo. He must be looking after every house on the block. His tired eyes take on a new meaning now. Well, if that's the case, I should be offering to help you, not the other way around. If one of our neighbors needs an extra hand, you'll let me know, right? That I'll do. That's right, our neighbors, the people we live next to, spend our days and nights to, but barely ever interact with. The city makes it so easy to forget about them. Well, for me at least. Apparently not for Theo. He jumped right into action to help them. Apparently not for Rofi either. I realize with a pang of guilt. Or Hunter, or Artemis, and Ollie. They all seem to know each other already, or at least we're quick to settle in with each other. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who's learned to shut people out like this. It's not a very comforting thought. Time to change the subject. By the way, I don't think I've said yet, but I love your house. I love your house. It's so big, but surprisingly cozy. Theo finishes his swig of beer and nods graciously. Well, thank you very much. Like I said, though, this was my aunt's place first. She did most of the hard work. Most of the furniture was hers. She picked out the wallpaper and paint colors. He trails off, eyes wandering, then seems to snap back to attention. Some of it was my doing, though. I've added some knickknacks and tchotchkes, some more art on the walls, some plants. And he's not the only one with beer. I've got a nice juicy Modelo right here. Oh, hell yeah. That's delicious. That reminds me, I've got to water the ones in the den tomorrow. With all the excitement today, I completely forgot. Oh, I'd love to get a look at those plants if you don't mind. Theo nods, takes another swig of beer, and rises from his creaking chair. Then allow me to show you. I suppose I might as well water them now anyway. Excuse me. I suppose it wouldn't hurt for you to see where you'll be sleeping too. Okay. I glance back at Artemis, and it seems like he's doing 5 things at once. A pot full of potatoes are boiling on the stove, and he's making some last-minute adjustments to a salad. A savory aroma wafts from the oven as he tastes the dressing he made. Artemis, this smells great, by the way. The food tends to do that. You two go do whatever you like. I've got things under control here. I thank him, then follow Theo to a counter on the corner of the kitchen. He opens up a cabinet, then halts and turns back to me, a little sheepishly. The watering can was also my aunt's. Alright. When he removes it from the cabinet, I see why he felt the need to specify. The can is in the shape of a little purple elephant with big sparkly eyes and itty-bitty rounded tusks. Its trunk, of course, is the spout. Fucking adorable. Oh my god, I love it! Look at its little tusks! Theo still looks a little embarrassed, but he laughs in response. He sure is something, huh? Artemis, do you mind if I use the sink real quick? The focused bird looks up from the chopping carrots and shakes his head. Please do. Theo strides over to the sink and starts to fill the little elephant with water. He doesn't actually hold that much water, but... His voice wavers a little, looking down at the can. How could I replace him? I could never if he were mine. Theo nods and clears his throat quietly. Okay. That's about as much as it'll take. We start, of course, with this little guy. Theo walks over to the lone kitchen plant and gives him a generous dose of water. I got him pretty recently. I felt like the kitchen needed a little extra something. I don't usually keep it this clean, if I'm being honest. There we go. The den is this way. We file out of the kitchen. Down a short hallway, and through some double doors into the den. It's smaller than our other rooms, with a large air mattress taking up a good chunk of the floor space. Aside from that, the den houses only a couple cozy-looking chairs. I noticed several small potted plants on a table against the wall. I recognized 2 different kinds of succulents and then some other green things. My knowledge of houseplants is less than stellar. Just a few, you know. I'm not the type to keep big ones with lots of soil and all that mess. What about the ones in the living room? Theo laughs, a little embarrassed. There you go. Actually, y'all, I'm gonna go for the evening. I've had a long day. And I'll be staying with my parents tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Keep an eye out for that No Not Safe for Work video. It's going to be a longer one. It's going to cover multiple Not Safe for Work scenes. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!